This broadcast is copyrighted 2007 by the Team Sportscast Network. Any copying, reproduction, redistribution, or modification in any manner is expressly prohibited without the written permission of the Team Sportscast Network, LLC. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to McGeckin's War, Tales of Heroes number 29 here. Tales of Heroes video replay review number 29. I am Bridger, my co-host is Vittensby. We are here to bring you yet another amazing user-submitted replay. This is number 4, if I don't miss my guess, for the month of April. And we will work on seeing how these guys play out. And again, I'm not going to mention who sent in the replay or what side we started on here, just to make sure that we don't have any issues with people figuring out ahead of time who's winning. So let us quickly go over McGeckins. You got your 3 victory points here. Mostly the left-hand side of the map is your biggest and most important objective, because you have the 2 plus 10 fuels over here versus only 2 plus 5 fuels over here, and pretty much nothing else as far as that's concerned. And you also have a lot of munitions over here on the left. So left is very important in McGeckins. We'll see how it plays out. Without further ado, Vittensby, again, welcome to Tales of Heroes.
It's always a pleasure, and I'm glad that we're doing our... I guess now we're going to be doing user-submitted replays once a month.
Well, that was always the goal. It just sort of slips sometimes.
Yep. And this one's going to be quite interesting because we have a double defensive doctrine matchup going on, and I've heard from what the gentleman said in the email that it's quite fantastic, and we'll be seeing some 1.5 goodness in this matchup.
Yep, on the Axis side we have Lizard of Pan and Lizard of... I guess that's Pain with an A-E, I get it. Lizard of Pain and Painbringer. So it looks like sort of an organized team versus Blah 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 and Crank Boy. So we'll see how things go here. We're at the 10-second mark of this game, and we are going to reveal the Fog of War for the beginning. Here we go. Unpausing the replay in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause. All right, so let's follow the game and see what happens. I also wanted to mention that this broadcast is brought to you by Typefrag.com. Typefrag is where you can get, your source for essentially awesome services of Ventrilo hosting. So check it out. Typefrag.com, Typefrag.com. Also by Insomnia365.com, who are your source for dedicated game server hosting. So if you ever wanted a game server for Battlefield 2 or Battlefield 2142 or Return to Castle Wolfenstein or Enemy Territory, Quake Wars, any of these new games that are coming out, check them out at Insomnia365.com. Alright, so let's get to the game and figure out what's going on. Looks like we have a 2 Pioneer strat from each of the Axis players, and 2 Engineers start for both of the Allies, unless I'm mistaken here, Vit. And we've got a Jeep opening by one of the Allies players.
2 Jeep opening, actually. One of the Allies players getting double Jeep.
Okay.
When I play, I usually tend to get 1 Jeep first from one of the players as allies, and then just continuous rifle spam and double fast grenades. So I think these players are doing a 2 MG start. That's rather interesting. I guess since you have Pioneers, you don't necessarily need to have Volks first, but I think it's always safer to at least one player to get a Volk squad first. Also, the Allies seem to have an interesting capping order, maybe a little bit more efficient than the Axis at this point, just because they are actually concentrating a little bit on the right side of the map. Those early MGs are pretty much locked down the left side. 1 MG in the barn and then another MG into that house, which the MG is putting in right there. It's pretty much all you need until grenades comes out in the field. So I like to do early Jeep harassment to try to delay the MGs from getting in there, and then bring up the riflemen and try to flank them or beat them in the building.
Interesting that the Allies are actually Oh no, the Axis are laying the wire there. Or are the Allies? No, that's
No, it was
the
the
Allied
Allies.
wires. Okay, that was Allied wires. The Axis were trying to stop them. For a second I couldn't say. We also have Axis laying wire over here as well. And that Jeep may finally be toast. There it goes. First Jeep. We've also got a bike on the field here. Some bike on Jeep action.
Yeah, all bike strats were pretty much completely overpowered on this map. I had mentioned that a long time ago. It was possible to get flawless victories pretty easily with the double bike spam.
Yeah,
interesting
certainly.
wire.
It's exacerbated when you have a team game because both players
Exactly.
can pump out a lot of bikes really quick. But interesting, we have a cutting off of the fuel very early by these riflemen. Even though, you know, what they're saying is, okay, you're going to lock down that side with MGs, we're going to try and bust through and prevent you from getting any resources from that. Because if you've got machine guns tied up in this building here and this building here, well, they don't have it over there now, but that would be a lot of resources that are just tied up there sitting nothing, so we'll spend our resources over somewhere else. Pioneers trying to decap the precious plus 10 fuel here.
I think they could have done a better job with their MGs up in the north, as well as retreating those riflemen. I think was a little bit too premature, but that's a perfect strategy. That's exactly what you want to be doing. Is once if Axis solidifies, gets those two MGs into those two houses I was talking about, you definitely want to go behind the lines and make them use your rifle spam, your maneuverability to your advantage, and just cut the lines. It seems that the Axis are actually quite low on capping power. You can see that they're capping with a machine gun, which is not exactly the best way of doing it. But my God, there's a lot of dead riflemen down there. I just noticed
wow. I mean, this squad was pinned, or was suppressed, but still was crawling behind it. Wasn't even getting shot at, and somehow got pinned still. There was just those trailing guys that got stuck in the cone of fire. That machine gun got really lucky, I say. It was being hit by two rifle squads and a Jeep from differing angles, and it must have just, you know, the cone got just enough of one squad to keep it suppressed and pinned.
Yeah, I agree. This is basically Allies' worst nightmare on this map, is to lose your fuel within the first 10 minutes. If you can't hold on to that, then not necessarily that fuel is what Axis really wants in patch 1.5, but
keeping it from the Allies is important.
Yeah, that's really, this is the general strategy and how it plays out a lot. Sometimes Axis gets this kind of position, takes your fuel, and then you're in trouble. But due to the Allies' early capping power, capping order on the right side of the map, they are kind of breaking even as well. Axis did not completely cap the munitions point, so munitions point on the far left side. So we do have I think about even going on right now, but not capping that strat point was just kind of a foolish mistake. That's a pretty
on south there by the Allies.
Yeah, by that big tree, because they could have probably already had an extra, say, 30 munitions each.
Oh, I see, because they lost
at least
that
20.
fuel. They were depending upon that fuel to stay.
Yep.
Actually, there's an Axis machine gun in the building watching over that medium munitions point. It just needs some capping power, like you said, to come and take care of it.
Yeah. Where that Jeep died is a great place to put some wire. And then I like to put a mine behind it, or even in front of it.
Well, they certainly got wire going down all over the place by these Volks. Oh my God! Oh my Lord! Oh, Jesus! He's gonna lose that one too.
Oh
Ouch.
my God!
That's
wow,
why
two
the grenade
squads.
is overpowered. Well, not really, but damned if I'm not really mad when that happens.
That's why dodging. This is gonna be really lame. Dodging grenades or nukes. Yeah. Oh well. Whatever. Anyways, let's see.
More cutting off going on by the Allies. Say, well, you know, if you're gonna push down to our fuel, we'll push down to yours too here. So they're doing their best to keep that fuel not going very far. They have the whole right side now, so they've got a lot of extra munitions because of these extra +5s here. The +5 in the middle, that's an extra +15 munitions. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, they're definitely breaking even more, and the flanking that they've been doing, or they're attempting to do now, is exactly what you have to do. There's really no point in trying to charge these MGs that they have set up on the left. The Forward HQ is interesting. It's not necessarily the best map for Forward HQ, but I think they went defensive doctrine, so I think they want to just kind of play it defensively and definitely have somewhere to go back to, at least until they can get their bunkers up for the Fatherland and reinforce there. Plus they can produce units there, which is always nice.
We got bunkers going down all over the place now. Bunker to cover this plus 10, and it's actually a pretty nice spot. Pretty hard to get past that bunker. You might be able to slip by over here, but very unlikely. So that bunker, you know, once you upgrade it with a machine gun, nothing's coming to take care of that short of a mortar or vehicles, basically. I mean, you could go around to the side, but they're going to wire that off, I think.
Did they upgrade that? I'm getting like a graphical glitch or something. Did they upgrade that with the repair station or what?
Which one?
Just me.
The one
that's fuel? By the +5 munitions.
They're upgrading it with something right now.
Oh, there we go. Now the graphical glitch is gone. It looked like it was a repair station, but
now it's a health bunker, it looks like. Oh man, those riflemen are in big trouble. There they go, retreated just at the last second. The other squad's in big trouble too. You got your Volks backed up by 2 Pioneer squads, and the Pioneer squads basically carry a similar weapon to the. I mean, they basically carry MP40s. They just don't do quite as much damage as the Volks do, or maybe they do. I don't know. They just because they're two-man squads.
2 guys.
I see a flamethrower on the engineers here. That's actually not too bad of a place to put a bunker. Maybe a first aid bunker rather specifically.
Yeah, it's kind of nice central position. I definitely think the VPs need to be capped, at least the one on the right. They haven't. I mean, it only takes an extra 10 or 15 seconds to cap the strap point, and that it seems both teams have been kind of a little lazy as far as capping certain things. Like that strap point in the bottom left early on was not capped, and the VP and the strap point on the right was not capped. Although, you know, priority I guess takes hold sometimes. But Jesus, that's a lot of bunkers, 3 bunkers. So
where's the third one at?
By the +5 fuel.
Oh wow, yeah. Might be a repair station. I can't tell right now, but I would guess that it is.
Those medics are running all the way across the field, so
yeah, that's a pretty nice central location. You know, it's especially nice if your opponent doesn't notice them, because they will. I know it's a machine gun bunker. He just wanted to defend that +5 fuel. I think that's a little expensive to defend that +5 fuel.
Especially because it doesn't even really defend it.
Yeah.
You just go the other way.
Yeah, that's true. It just forces you to go, you know, closer to the enemy so they can see what's going on. So I know we're going to have an armor company and an airborne on the Allied side. Wow, that was a waste of a machine gun. You know, but sometimes you can't tell. Those buildings seem like they're going to be stronger than they are.
Well, it's just that building is a blind spot on the right side. It can't fire, so just kind of a waste.
Seemed to die really quick too, though.
Yeah, that quad's in big trouble. It's not going to make it out of there. There's 2 AT guns. One, he's moving the AT gun.
Oh no!
Emergency defense measures are
Where's the other AT gun? I know I saw it. Or did I?
I mean, Tier 2 is a decent choice just because of some of the issues that are surrounding Tier 3 in 1.5, but really when you have this much fuel, and I'm sure they have a truckload of fuel, at least one player should try to go to Tier 3 or to Tier 4, just straight up to 4. Not too fast, but I mean, there's only so much that motor pool units can do, and if you have enough munitions, I mean, three Volk squads with Panzerfaust can take it out.
The Allies ran right over to the hedge here. They were going to try and grenade the mortar in the middle, but he saw it and he backed it off. You know, because those things you have to catch right away because mortars take so long to unpack. Same as with MGs. If you don't notice it, then you really are in trouble. So
Yep.
yeah, there's another AT gun there. Another one. It's hard to place AT guns on this map only because, you know, it seems like it would be easy, but, you know, every AT gun is only able to watch one road. You know, there's not many optimal positions for it to be able to watch, you know, a large area. Usually it's only limited to a small area in front of it, and if that's the case, somebody just comes behind it. So.
Right. Plus they have, you know, 3 AT guns, I believe, on the field. Or no, is it just 2? 2 AT guns on the field right now, so it's not really that easy to try to cover all your bases. I think some mines. I don't really see any mines. Do you see any mines? God,
yeah,
it
somebody
sounds so
planted
sick.
a mine, but yeah, somebody planted a mine. Actually, there was a mine right there next to the fuel over by the Axis base. One of the Allies planted it, and there's also Axis mines in the ground right in front of that fuel that they haven't canceled yet. Like, it's not quite built, but they probably should cancel it. Axis just completely running free. If they just like an MG over here to keep them from, you know, going in the back past that bunker, they would be in so much better position. If this bunker was simply watching, you know, up here watching this crossroads too, or somehow able to watch that crossroads, it might, you know, do a whole lot more than it is right now. But oh no! Oh, the mortar dropped right onto, you know, it was dropping right on the enemy, and then the enemy ran away, and by the time the mortar came down, it fell right onto a Volk squad. Oh man, that looked painful.
You gotta be careful with those mortars. They tend to kill your own units half the time, so they do require a little bit of micro, and it's usually good to just consistently barrage different areas. I don't see much mortar action on this map usually when I play it. It tends to be too fast-paced, too much all over the place, but it does complement their overall strategy of bunkering down, and double defense doctrine is going to be really really interesting. I'm sure they've been reinforcing at those bunkers.
Oh yeah, I've seen that a couple of times now. But I mean, mortars and again with the Volks in big trouble here. But
it's just not
what was I
much you
just
can
gonna
do
say?
against those damn grenades sometimes.
Yeah, the mortars. He lost it. The mortars. When it comes to mortars, the best place you can possibly have a mortar is right on the other side of a hedge, like in this position, or right on the other side of a building, because they can effectively get very good. Except when that happens. Ouch. Put it a little too close to the hedge. Probably a little bit back towards this bunker would be the ideal location. Only because when you're very close, you have a much more accurate field of fire. Same with Nebelwerfers. I mean, I get to thinking, like, on a map like this, Nebelwerfers could actually be very useful, you know, for the very situation that if you needed to fire right over a hedge, you could do it with very good accuracy. It'd be a very tight thing, so it would actually do a lot of damage. Now, the Nebelwerfer is pretty terrible when you get to the longest range, but if it's only over the hedge, you can do a lot of damage with it. So there might be an interesting theory of doing some kind of strategy revolving around holding onto this middle block that sort of looks to the right, to the left, and after this fuel point and that fuel point, using Nebelwerfers in the middle, because they'd just be able to pound anything on all sides.
Love to see some veterancy.
Yeah, because
we do have a Panzer Command out. Hopefully that's either a Panzer IV or a Panther. I really hope to not see Ostwind at this point.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Let me see if I can find out if they're building Panzer IV, looks like.
Good choice. Love Panzer IVs. If that rifle squad makes it out of there alive with the sliver of health it has left, I'd be very, very shocked. The one that's running down the road with 1 bar of veterancy.
I see it.
I cannot believe
It's
it.
2 guys.
No, there's no way it's getting past the bunker. Oh, come on.
Yeah, there it goes.
Oh, he's God. We do have For the Fatherland, I notice, going off right now.
Yep. But I don't know
Not quite sure why.
Yeah, I don't see anything that they're using to fight, but I can't believe how effectively the Allies are swarming this +5 fuel. They've been here almost the entire game. And unfortunately, they've captured the AT gun that's over there as well. So my question is, what are both guys sending, or is this one guy just constantly sending riflemen here?
No, they're basically throwing everything they have at that +5 fuel, and vice versa. It seems Axis is pretty much doing the same thing. Although they do have 2 lonely rifle squads down by the their +10 fuel, which they can't get back, which I haven't been able to get back.
Hit by mortars, it looks like.
Yeah,
there.
That's just a dangerous spot to be in.
Look at how little damage that Panzer IV has taken. At least 3 or 4 shots from that pack.
Yeah, and if it was an Allied AT gun, the thing would have been gone even without AP rounds in like 4 shots.
Yeah, I was always under the impression that they had the same damage rating between the pack and the Allied AT.
Probably not. I don't know. The Axis AT seems to do less damage. Either that or Sherman's with some better armor.
Croc's
but here we have a Croc, yeah. And we'll see what that's up to. This fine spring night.
Oh my god. Oh my, that's ridiculous. Just like that.
Just like that.
I don't understand why a Croc or a Flammenwerfer or anything should do that much more damage than a regular Flamer Engineer. Because if you think about it, it's basically a fire engineer, a flamethrowing engineer that can't be hurt by regular rounds and has a tank shell. That doesn't seem like it would be...
Look at that pitiful damage. Panzer IV direct rear armor hit. And look, that was 2 rear armor hits on that. Look how pitiful the damage is. It's ridiculous. Panzer IVs, I don't know, they just... Against, not Panzer IVs, Crocs, against other tanks, they just seem to soak up way too much damage, especially with their damage output. So, one or the other needs something, needs a fix. Look at, I played a game and I was lucky. One of my snipers killed, I think, 18 of his guys. And then when he got his Croc on the field, he returned the favor and killed 19 of my guys. Now that Croc has level 2 veterancy, it gets plus 25% damage. So if they can keep it alive, it's pretty ridiculous.
Nope, finally managed to get killed, but I think it probably killed at least twice its manpower cost in that one. Whoa, that was a weird graphical bug. I don't think the engineer was supposed to flame the entire freaking everything, but... Let's see, was that an AT gun? Yes! Allied AT gun, I heard. I think that Ostwind just barely got out of range in time.
Yep, just barely. At least now they'll be able to reclaim their fuel, hopefully, and start making some tanks.
Oh no, that tank is gone. There it is. That was...
I didn't even notice this, but if you look in their base, there's a squad of recoilless rifle paras, and if they weren't defensive doctrine, then that machine gunner on top, the machine gunners wouldn't be able to damage them, and they would be having not a whole world of trouble, but still a little bit of added harassment. But since they are defensive doctrine, that's just a waste of time. Sacrifice of units. We do have an 88 going up and another bunker. These guys, I think, are the type of players, the Axis players, that would love to be playing as the British in the expansion, since they're got all these crazy defenses.
That's not a bad place for an 88, I don't think. That watches over the whole middle.
I wouldn't put it directly on the road, but
well, do you think 88s get bonuses from cover in the landscape too, like the way the AT guns do?
I think but I think they make their own cover. If you hover over the 88, it's
I know that too, but so do AT guns. Yet they still seem to take advantage of cover. Like, for example, an AT gun in a bomb crater, like a big one, takes forever to kill, even if you get shots from the rear, because the rear is still considered green cover too. At least that's the experience I've had.
Bunker spam. We got another bunker going up.
Where's the registered artillery here? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, they're very lucky that the armor company player went the right side of the tree and decided to get 2 Calliopes, because Pershings would definitely put the hurt on at this at this time. Good God, how many more bunkers are we going to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No such
6.
thing as too many bunkers, but here comes the Calliope to save this poor Sherman's life. No, not quite. But I don't think that Calliope actually killed any squads. It almost got that Grenadier squad.
Yeah, Calliopes for some reason don't tend to kill complete squads. It's almost like you always have one man left or something like that, it seems. It's doing a good
house
job.
Is in trouble, though.
Yeah. Hey, Bridger, then that is why the Calliope is overpowered. Hey, wait, Bridger, that was a different Calliope firing.
Yeah, that was a different Calliope firing. I think he could have brought it up a lot closer right there. Definitely could have done a lot more damage. But here comes... Is that a strafing run? Or was that recon?
Probably just recon, yeah.
Wanted to find those Grenadiers so we can just destroy them instantaneously again. When you're playing airborne, never keep your different squads close to each other, because if he finds them with a recon plane, say goodnight to both of them, or at least one. Hate that strafing run.
Yeah. I wonder why the player that went tier 2 on the left side hasn't... I guess he's maybe spending his fuel on... he's going to spend his fuel on 88s rather than tanks.
We have a repair station now up here near the plus 10 fuel. Not a bad place to put it necessarily, but these Calliopes are pretty much like the anti-defense unit. I mean, especially on a map like this, where you can get them close up to like behind a hedge here and just launch them so they have a small cone of fire. They do massive amounts of damage.
Especially a double barrage. Nothing
yeah.
can clear an area quite like that.
Absolutely. Nothing short of... well, I can't wait for Katyushas, personally. That's going to be fun.
More double barrage. Not very good placement, though.
Yeah, I mean, but look at this charred area in the ground. I wonder, that was a double barrage? Both of them fired?
I believe so. Maybe I was wrong. Can't see the cooldowns, unfortunately.
Stupid taskbar. What was it doing in there?
It seems like... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it looks like this bunker's slowly paying for itself. I think he probably got at least one of these Grenadier squads from it for, you know, quote-unquote, free.
Another barrage.
There's the other barrage. Takes out the
Nice.
HQ, which was certainly worth it. That's 260 manpower down the drain that he can't get back. That he's not going to be using.
When you go up against Tier 2, I think it's usually better to get Calliopes out on the field. They're just really devastating. But against Tier 3, definitely Pershings are the better choice. But in this certain circumstance, I still think Pershings would have been maybe a better choice. They can really soak up a lot of Panzerschreck damage and easily take care of those Panzer IVs. Not even a competition. Panzer IVs, I mean, take the damage the Croc took and then reduce it by at least half. Panzer IVs just aren't very effective against Pershings at all.
Just a lot of freaking units on the field right now. I count at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squads of riflemen, 2 different paratroop units versus 1, 2, 3 grenadiers and a Volk squad, and a lot of machine guns and tanks on the Axis side.
I'd love to see some walking Stukas just to return the favor on the Calliopes and get rid of some of those AT guns and move in with the Panzer IVs.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
They could totally be manning these. He's actually, never mind. That's what he's going to do. He's manned now the Axis AT gun as well as the Allied AT gun here. So anything coming into this crossroads below where that HQ used to be is going to be in a world of hurt. 2 AT guns ready to hit it. So we'll see.
I don't see many Stukas these days, but they're quite nice.
Here comes... Uh-oh, the 88's in trouble. He must have found it. But now the 88's firing at the Calliope. I think it only got 1 shot off because, you know, it only got revealed for a moment. And that's definitely the anti-88 is the Calliope. That's your anti-88 unit. Because, I mean, even at that massive range, it did a good half damage as far as one more shot will take out that 88, or at least kill the crew.
We have a machine gun flank. Well,
Where?
the machine gun right down below, in the bottom left. Well, now it's dead, but I think he took that machine gun that was overlooking the plus 10 munitions point all that time and just brought it up and tried to kill some stuff from behind. By the Sherman, just a little south of it on the left.
Gotcha. Oh, I see it. I see where it was. Hiding just down below my taskbar. They did manage to kill the AT squad. Those grenadiers that had come before. The machine gun killed the AT squad. My bad. But they've remanned it. One of the Panzer IVs actually got behind the ATs. That's going to do a decent amount. I think we just lost the... was that the half-track? No, that was the Sherman.
I think we just lost everything the Allies had on the field.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Ouch.
Panzer IVs now have... one of the Panzer IVs has veterancy. No, both of them do. Okay, both of them have veterancy now. Uh-oh, but the Croc is there to obliterate these grenadiers.
Nice.
One squad almost dead. Burning alive. There they go. Getting out just in time, but I think that medic's bringing a lot more back to this tank bunker. He's going to get some more back for free. Let's see, is this Panzer IV going to get out of here, or are we going to lose it to the American paratroopers? Let's find out. Ouch! Sometimes when they get clustered, though, that Panzer IV can do a lot of damage to clustered units, even paratroopers. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Damaged. Are we going to get rear hits from these rockets into those Panzer IVs? Nope, just barely missed. One more lucky shot from one of those rockets into the back of a Panzer IV, and it would have been in big trouble. But that repair bunker is still alive.
Another collide.
No, never mind. Comes another one. That's it. Goodbye. That was actually very nice. Even at long range, it was worthwhile to get rid of that repair bunker, because that was only used a little bit. So that was a huge boon for the Allied player.
Did they actually kill that repair bunker?
Yeah.
It's gone?
Yeah, it's completely gone.
It's funny. It's still there on my screen.
Are you looking at the one that was next to the plus 10?
Yeah, the plus 10 fuel.
What time are you at?
3017. Oh, I see it.
30,
Graphical bug, now it disappears.
That's weird.
A nice recon flight. Oh, now we got a Panther on the field coming up through the middle. It's not good for the Shermans. Especially with two Panzer IVs backing it up.
And we've never really been paying attention to the victory points here, but 378 to 308. It was pretty close. There goes a grenade, but of course it didn't do anything. Even if the Allies had stayed there, it wouldn't have done anything. They've got LMG-42s, but they really need to, unless this is...
well, that's a bit odd. Pops Allied War Machine and then retreats.
That is weird.
He's got field repairs. Why not just use that? I mean, if you're gonna try to keep your thing alive,
it might have been a misclick. I don't.
Maybe.
I have to think he probably wouldn't have done that on purpose, but. Oh wow! Grenadiers absolutely destroying those allies with Panzerschrecks. Just like two Panzerschrecks go off and everybody dies. I'm surprised we haven't seen some registered artillery thus far. Both players seem to have a lot of munitions, even though, well, at least my player does. Plenty of munitions are registered. He might not have gone down that tree at all, though, because we do have 888. Uh-oh. I see a plane. Yeah, that's what I thought. Strafing run. Only managed to get 2 of those grenadiers, but, so it probably wasn't quite worth it. But
if you look at the plus 10 fuel that's right by where all the Allies' tanks are, and with the supply drops, you notice it has 5%. People have been complaining recently that there's like a 5% observation post bug.
Oh man, yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so there's your proof right there. Because I believe there was, 3 Grenadier squads with Shreks attacking that at one point, and I'm sure it should have went down. But,
yeah. Alright, so we've got a bunker and an 88 watching over the center here. And that's pretty much kept the Allies at bay. But I'm guessing right now we're going to see a double Calliope barrage on that 88. I think they could go a lot closer and still be way out of the line.
I just can't believe that the Axis hasn't even tried to fight over the right side of the map. I mean, that's just...
I hear it. I thought. Never mind.
That's just giving Allies, 15 munitions, a victory point. I mean, everything pretty much for free. I haven't really seen too much going over to that side.
Here's the double Calliope, or at least one of them. Onto that 88 that was just built. Oh, there it goes.
Gone.
Managed
now we have a Stuka. I'm happy.
Yeah, their Stuka went off before a little bit and attacked the Allied side. There's lots of artillery in this game thus far. And now we have a fight again. The airborne dropping those guys over by the victory point just to try and do something here.
Oh, this is just dangerous. Those Shermans.
Yeah, wow, he got lucky. I would have expected him to have remanned that 88.
Yeah, that's...
But there goes that was a Croc, right, that just got killed?
I'm just not sure what the Allies are really trying to accomplish by attacking here. I mean, the VP is not there. Get a Crocodile, right, with the... not a Crocodile, get a Pershing, and then, which you can get, blow through the hedge on the bottom and make your stand over there, not where there's freaking 10 bunkers, all of the guys' tanks, 2 88s firing, and medic station, and, Panther, freaking 2 Grenadier squads.
They've got
walking Stuka.
Upgunned Shermans now, though. That Panther might be in trouble, but it's backed up with Grenadiers, so never mind. Good move backing up those Shermans, though, but... with all the dang explosions that have been going on here near the VP, the hedge was actually destroyed. The Allies have managed to take that now, probably sending the... we have more bunkers on the left here. I don't understand what the point of these 2 bunkers are. It seems like a massive waste of munitions to have 2 bunkers on the left that both provide the same point. I mean, this one doesn't seem to either. It just covers... this side. If it had been tilted a little bit, it could have covered up all of it, but... oh, no! Panther's in... no, that's a Panzer IV, sorry. Panzer IV's in a little bit of trouble here, but so is the Calliope. There it goes! I think it certainly did its share of damage, though, this game. The Calliope is probably what has kept the Allied players in the game thus far. It's just been doing so much manpower damage, forcing the Axis to rearm again and again. And there's the medics going in and just taking the bodies. He just lost 2 squads. The medics will bring them back. Not all of them, but it'll do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, that's pretty much GG for the Allies. They really pretty much lost everything. Pershing's coming out on the field now, a bit too late. I'm surprised there wasn't more paradropped ATs or...
yeah, now that you mention it, where's the paradropped ATs? That's a big... thing here.
And the airborne player, as far as I can see, only dropped 1 supply drop. I mean, I don't see any other supply drops on the map. Do you?
Nope.
And I really need to get a decongestant because I'm talking like this. It's really stupid.
That's okay.
I think everyone in the world is sick. Like, every single person that I know has a cold. It doesn't matter if they're in Asia. It doesn't matter if they're in Europe, South America, Central America, East Coast United States, West Coast Canada. Everyone's like sick. Everyone that I know. It's I don't know what the heck's going on, but there's some weird nasty bug going around.
Is that an 88 I heard firing at something?
Pershings. I love them. And
he's
finally
just
we have
rolling
an
over
AT
all the
dropped.
hedges.
It's what they do best.
It is what they do best.
Allied War Machine usage, not the best this game.
No,
The
certainly
timing-
all those times he could have. He lost all those tanks. He could have been using Allied War Machine.
Yeah. I think that was the airborne player though that did that. Yeah, the Allied War Machine usage has been quite poor. That's 2 Allied War Machines pretty much for no gain at all.
It's tough to use because sometimes you don't know when there's a big bunch of burst damage about to show up that you didn't expect.
I think the only time you should use Allied War Machine is when you're one of the better times is when you're going to suicide your units. Not necessarily suicide, but you're making a big assault and you pop Allied War Machine beforehand. Okay, that's one position, one time. Or that other time where the first time he had popped it and he retreated. I mean, you don't retreat when you pop Allied War Machine. The point is that you're popping it so that you just do your damage and get another one for free, right? Not so that you can get it out and try to save it, and then you just wasted 250 munitions. Don't quite understand that. So oh my God, mine.
Two
dear
mines,
God.
damaged engine.
Nice.
I think he was trying to go and finish off that Pershing. He was willing to sacrifice the tank, but once he hit those mines, it was GG. He wasn't going to be able to keep up with the Pershing at that point.
I can't believe the Allies are rallying from this, and they're still got half a good fight left.
They still have the whole right side of the map.
That's the power of the Pershing, I guess, really. Because it was the only thing that took out all that stuff there. Well, there was the AT drop, which was long overdue, but that Pershing really gave them some staying power. Doesn't really get chewed up by Shreks. Doesn't really get chewed up by anything but Vet 3 Tigers. And even then, you can still put up a pretty decent fight.
Did that plane get shot up by the...
You got a bombing run.
Never mind, it was a bombing run. It looked like that. I saw that plane going across the recon flight, and he's rebuilding. Look at, he built it instantly. Oh, okay, no problem. I got another one.
Need another Flak 88 coming right up.
Yeah, exactly. I
We
mean, that's
mass
not
produce
a bad,
these things like they're burgers.
That's not a bad strategy, though. Now the Allied player's like, all right, now I can go take the center, no problem. I'm just going to rush my tank, and what the hell? I
He
killed
won't get
that
it
thing.
up in time. I think the build time is 1.5 minutes. It takes quite a while.
Yeah, but it's not going to matter because he's got support now. I mean, all he has to do is tie up those tanks for another couple of seconds here, and that 88's going to be okay. He's trying to take out the... Oh no, he got hit by his own tank there, I think. Yep.
Wow.
Wow. Those Panzer IVs just own. Oh, there's a Panther there too. I didn't see that.
Yes, please. Let's not get and Grenadiers. Let's be honest on what did the real damage.
Okay, never mind. I didn't see the Grenadiers come back from behind there.
Panzer IVs, I mean, I like them. I think they're really a good overall tank. They're decent against infantry. They're decent against tanks. They just don't really excel. I mean, they're not like a Panther that's just kind of, extremely strong against tanks. The Panzer IVs just
Another bunker!
don't tend to do that great.
You've got a bunker there! Why are you building another bunker?
You can always have more bunkers. Come on, you gotta have at least 50 bunkers for it to be a real Company of Heroes match. But yeah, the bunker usage in this game is a little bit extreme, but I think for the most part it's done its job. It is cheap enough to kind of
He's got a bunker covering
spam.
a bunker. Okay, never mind. That's a repair station. That doesn't
Bunker
count.
covering a bunker. Nice.
Just in case. I mean, look right here. There's a bunker in the back. Like, you can't go after this bunker until you killed that bunker.
Well, my concern is that the 88 is going to take out the bunker.
Oh! Lost a Pershing to
Stuka.
Stuka, walking Stuka.
Dear
Excellent. And there goes the 88 again, potentially. No, it survived. No, never mind, it didn't. The guy killed himself. Those Grenadiers are just tearing shit up. That's really surprising.
The accuracy on the Panzer Shrek is pretty crazy. It
Yeah.
almost snipes units every time. And
Uh-oh.
combine that with an LMG, it's brutal. and med kits, things like that.
Yeah.
One of the
Oh,
Grenadiers
they probably were
popped a
using
med kit.
medikits that I wasn't looking at, but...
But,
Alright, let's see the awesome power of the Panther to consistently... Oh, no, never mind. He's got a machine gunner on top, so he's going to be able to do something. But
Yeah, the
in
biggest
general-
issue was that the Axis strategy in the beginning was superior to the Allies strategy, and the Allies strategy failed to secure their fuel, which I'm sure was their objective, because just based on their barracks placement, you can tell that they were just going to go gung-ho for the left, and unfortunately their strategy folded,
Ooh, that
and
hurt.
they really couldn't really recover from that. Especially with all the defenses and stuff that was set up around there and around the back and just everywhere.
Oh, look at that. Body falling off the side of it there. But I think one of the other big failings of the Allied player was not repairing his units quite as much as he should. Specifically the Pershing. The Pershing should not have been killed by a walking Stuka.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
I heard a... There it is. Calliope... Did he really... Oh, well, I guess it's the end of the game and he knew, but he used a Calliope barrage, and I think that was one Grenadier up there. There might have been another one, but...
Run him over! At least try!
No, he's got a gun in the front... Never mind. Come on, he's got a gun in the front. You think that machine gun that shoots bullets would kill somebody in front of the tank? No. That does
Long
absolutely
overdue,
no
but
damage.
Axis finally making a push on the right side.
Up until the Sherman says, no! Bad Grenadiers! Oh shit, it's oh no, it's a Panzer.
Alright, well here's the showdown, right? Kill the engineers, they're interfering with our one-on-one battle here.
Oh, and a Panzerschreck? Oh, you... That's not
Panzerfaust.
fair.
That's
Oh,
cheating,
Panzerfaust, that's right.
honestly.
We wanted to see the Panzer not win.
I wanted to
it's
see
actually-
the Panzer IV beat the Upgun Sherman one-on-one.
Well,
although
the
it's
Panzer
got one
IV has
level
got
of
better,
veterancy.
so yeah, so it's gonna have some damage mitigation.
That's just standard nowadays anyways, so...
There it is.
Owned! Sorry.
Stalloned.
Yeah, so... I definitely think if Allies would have been able to get dual Pershings onto the field, I don't know if the Axis could have really stopped that. Even with the flex, drop paras in, satchel it, and then move in with your dual Pershings, just would have annihilated pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Combine that with a well-placed strafing run, maybe even a bombing run if you need it. A couple other Shermans. I think that I think the Allies still could have won it once those Pershings came out, but oh well. But
Yeah,
I'm
you
very
had a good
happy to see
rally there.
Stukas and Calliopes this game. It's always pleasant.
Yes, I do like the devastation that they cause.
So, if I was to say how the Axis could improve, well, less bunkers, more units, definitely
More machine guns.
Harass
I think
the-
they were getting killed at that +5 point by rifle spam, just coming in every which way. And they put a machine gun there, and then they picked it up and they moved it, and more rifle spam would come in, and then they'd put the machine gun back, and then they'd move it, and more rifle spam would come in from a different direction. I mean, I think machine guns covering machine guns would have done a hell of a lot of good there.
Yeah. Well, they produced too many machine guns in the opening.
Oh yeah, too many. in
Didn't
the
really
opening.
see any Volks at all for at least the first maybe 3 units from each player. Just machine gun spam. Definitely harassed the right side of the map, even a little bit. I mean, sending one Pioneer would force the Axis to send something over there to counter it. So
You mean the Allies?
yeah, force the Allies to send something over there to counter it. So.
Specifically, I mean, you can cut off... No, actually, you can't. That's an interesting situation. You can cut off... That's something I never noticed before.
What?
you can cut off the Axis, the northern player, from the fuel on the right by taking out the strat point at the far right northern section, but you can't cut off the south section the same way. Because it's a +5 munition sitting right outside his base. There's no strat point that's equivalent.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's not something
it's not a completely symmetrical map, so...
Well, yeah, of course it is. I mean, it seems symmetrical enough to me. But
but it's not completely.
Yeah, I know, not. But I mean, there's but in terms of resources, you got a +10, a +10, +10, +10, +10 over here for munitions, +10, +10 over here for munitions. You know, +5 is equal to +5. I mean, it seems to be very similar in how they treat resources for all of the different sides. So that's just something that I never picked up on before, but seems interesting. I don't know how you...
Well, you also have an extra strat point in the bottom left. I mean, that strat point in the upper left-hand corner doesn't really do anything at all if you control your fuel and play back over. If you can control the fuel and the +5 fuel, +5 munitions, it'll link you to your fuel. If you can control the 2 munitions point, which pretty much always happens on the left, it does it. That strat point serves really not too much purpose, I guess, but that strat point on the bottom seems to make a lot more of a difference. But also in the upper right-hand corner, I don't know the exact distance, but it seems to me that strat point's a lot closer to the Axis base than to the Allied base. In fact, yeah, it's definitely closer. So to plop a machine gun or something in there, it's not, and lock it down, it doesn't seem that hard, or add a little wire over there. But I think very early on in beta, people kind of realized the right side does favor Allies. Just
Allies
a little bit. Point. Not the right side. I don't even know what I'm saying. We should not be recording the show when I think both of us probably are a little under the weather this week.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing I wanted to point out was the Axis had a number of times where I looked up and there was a Panzer IV sitting right outside the Panzer Command. And that's something that I, have to train myself to do. I'm just like, okay, oh man, there's a... So I wonder that's where the plane went. There's a mostly damaged Panzer Command right next to the destroyed hulk of a plane inside the Axis player's base.
Oh man, yeah, that thing really got taken down.
Yeah, I think that was... I remember seeing a recon plane flying across the map, and I saw the 88 shooting at it, and then it disappeared from the mini-map, but I never saw it crash. That might be where it was. Anyway, I saw a number of times in whoever this Painbringer, his base, he had a Panzer IV sitting right outside of his Panzer Command, and I think that you probably should pay more attention to using rally points, which means you click on the building and then you right-click on a position you want any newly created units to march to when they come out. And make sure that it's somewhere well behind your line so that if you forget about it, you're not like sending your unit out to, run right into the enemy if he's, taken over a position. I've made that mistake a number of times before, I'll have, overrun a position, I'm building a machine gun, I'm like, okay, I want the machine gun to get in that building, but then while the machine gun is building, I'm fighting to hold the position and I have to fall back, and I forget, and the machine gun just runs straight out past my line into the enemy and gets destroyed. I've definitely had that happen. So you got to pay attention to your rally points and put them, behind if you can.
Yep, the last thing you want is to have a unit show up 30 seconds too late after the battle's over.
Yeah. All right, so that was that one. Recap: Axis players probably built a few too many machine guns early. They weren't able to use the machine guns in combination with Volks to really effectively kill and force the riflemen back, because they just seemed to have riflemen there all the time, and they didn't have to retreat as much. So, the other thing I think you could say then that the Allies had a problem with is they didn't, certainly the airborne player probably didn't drop enough AT guns, and the use of the doctrinal powers could have been better, I guess, in general, is what we could say about the Allied players. They used the Allied war machine in odd times, and they used, crew repair. They didn't use crew repair vehicles maybe when they should have. We should have maybe seen airborne dropping on those flaks to take them out before you rushed instead of, But, I mean, the Calliope use was fairly good. I think he, probably could have gotten a lot closer with the Calliopes. That would be my criticism of the Calliope use. You could get a lot closer without exposing yourself to something, and then, getting a lot tighter grouping of where it lands, and that does a lot more damage.
Very true.
All right, I think that's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right, so without further ado then, that will be the end of episode number 29. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to us here. We'll have another great show for you next week. You're not going to want to miss it at tales.tsncentral.com, TALES.tsncentral.com. Send us email at talesof@tsncentral.com. And don't forget, this broadcast is brought to you by Typefrag and Insomnia 365. That's the guys that help us pay for the bandwidth. So check out Insomnia365.com and Typefrag.com for your game server hosting and Ventrilo server hosting, respectively. I am Bridger, saying good night for Vittensby and myself from Tales of Heroes number 29.
TSN, the Team Sportscast Network.
This broadcast is copyrighted 2006 by the Team Sportscast Network. Any copying, reproduction, redistribution, modification, rebroadcasting of any kind or any manner is expressly prohibited without the written permission of the Team Sportscast Network, LLC.